Hello everybody, it is I, Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be reviewing Wilbert. Yeah, right, you guys probably don't know who Wilbert is. He's a rather obscure Thomas character, but his name isn't obscure. In fact, it's been in the TV series ever since episode 1. Wilbert is named after the Reverend W. Audrey Wilbert. That's what the W stands for. So yeah, he's not a self-insert, but he's named after the creator of Thomas and Friends, which is really cool. An interesting fact: this guy actually exists in real life. He was called G.B. Keeling at one point, but he was also named Wilbert at a ceremony. Pretty cool. Wilbert had his own book. He is the forest engine. He lives in the Midlands and visits when the Fat Controller wants a new austerity engine. And, alright. Trying to remember what I know about Wilbert. Because Wilbert's book isn't really one I read a lot. It's a fine book, but it's not really one that I think of a lot. Wilbert here is an austerity tank engine. Pretty common sight in London in British Railways. Pretty cool. Let's start off with the side here. Of course, he has his iconic Wilbert. It's supposed to say Reverend W. Audrey underneath, but obviously this is a toy, so they had to simplify it. Interesting fact about Wilbert is recently there's been leaks of potential OO scale austerities based around Wilbert in 16, which look very exciting. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, so we got these squares here, his lining. Here we have his face. He's looking off to the side. His buffers aren't supposed to be red. I got this item loose because getting Thomas items in box is quite a difficult task. Quite expensive, so I rather just get my items loose and then fix them up when I can. It doesn't matter all too much to me. So when I upload this video, I'm going to work on updating Wilbert a little bit, fixing all of his chips, and then revealing it on the anniversary of the Railway Series, May 12th. Wilbert, on the side here. His wheels. My copy, for some reason, Wilbert's wheels don't properly touch the ground. I don't know why. That's just a weird thing on mine. I think it might have. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if this is a weird thing on mine or if all Wilberts are like this. He has a really nice color scheme. I really do like the dark blue and the black. I think it makes him stick out a lot from your typical Sodor engine. Here's Thomas, just for comparison's sake. Not often we get other blue tank engines like. You'd think that'd be a more common thing, but really no. It's a very uncommon sight. Quite a bit bigger than Thomas. That's all fine and dandy. Over here on the sides, got those classic Ertl side rods that don't move. There's the back windows here. And then we wrap around again. Leave his dates back here, down here. Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Brit Allcroft. Thomas Limited 1998, so this was a 1998 item. Very interesting, because I didn't know these characters existed. Because the Railway Series continued all the way till 2011, so I would have assumed some of these Chris books, unless Chris took a massive hiatuses or something, I don't know. So, yeah, very interesting. The Chris Audrey Railway Series is always, so interesting to talk about just because it's such a weird era. Alright, so now that we've compared Wilbert to Thomas, I want to quickly compare him to some other engines. I'm saving the big one for last. So here's Percy. Wilbert and Percy in the book are actually great friends. It's actually really weird seeing Percy be larger than Wilbert. I would have thought it'd be the other way around, but I guess it makes sense. Percy is a bit of a chunky engine. Ertl's never been the best with scaling. They always tend to just get a little off. I feel like they kind of just I feel like it's kind of like drawing, where they kind of just scale to the one item. They don't really have a set scale for the entire line, which causes issues, but I think as a whole, Ertl is a solid line. I like collecting it. I mostly just think it's like easy to get because a lot of times a lot of the engines are pretty common online, and also they just have a lot of good unique details. There's Duck. Yeah, these guys look roughly in scale. Maybe Duck could be a little taller, but I don't really mind it. This is a customized Duck, by the way. I had to change the fact that he doesn't have painted handrails. Go watch my review. I made a review on him a while ago. Stepney. See here? Stepney and Wilbert also look pretty solid against one another. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And finally, the big one, the one I bet you've all been wondering about, of course, none other than 16, who, of course, is the same model as Wilbert. There's actually a fan theory that says that 16 here is Wilbert. I don't know if I personally subscribe to that theory. I think it's interesting, but I don't know if I fully believe it or if I just want to believe it because I think it's cool. All right, so these two are very interesting. Some of the differences I noticed are in how the couplings are molded. 16 seems to be a lot thinner and longer and a bit wider. I believe that that's just because my 16, of course, is the post redesign Ertl era. So it's possible that a regular 16 from before then would have a bit of a different design. More similar to this Wilbert. But yeah, very interesting there. Wilbert also has a wooden railway model, but I chose not to get that because I much prefer having these two be the same range. That was one of my goals, is get Ertl Wilbert specifically, because I want to see how similar these two are. These little parts in the front, I believe these are where the headlamps go. They're also molded a bit differently. Very interesting, very interesting. I think they're painted on. Yeah, they're like fully painted on. They're not 3D at all. Oh no, it's 3D on Wilbert. Is it 3D on? No, I'm pretty sure it's just painted on 16. I don't feel a bump. Or no, I do feel a bump slightly. '16 side. Here's Wilbert's side again. Yeah, so very similar, obviously, because they're meant to be the same engine model, obviously. But yeah, it's always interesting getting characters that are similar models and comparing them just because they're so different from one another sometimes. I think also Wilbert's shorter. I think that might, again, just be the fact that this is a bit different copy. These aren't both fresh out of the box. If they were, probably would just be plain identical. I would personally love to unscrew one of these and like swap their faces and parts around. I think that could be interesting, but I'm probably not, since one, I don't know, that could be risky business, especially since I don't know how this Ertl is made. And also, I actually did try messing about with Wilbert, and his screws seem to be very tight, so but moving 16 away and focusing on just Wilbert for a second, or I guess for a while, because this is the end of the video. I think Wilbert is a really cool engine, and I'm really happy that he's actually still being acknowledged to this day. You know, a lot of the Christopher Audrey characters don't really get acknowledged. I think the only other one that really does is, like, Bulstrode, really. And everyone else has just been completely forgotten about. Does anyone know about, like, Victoria? The, like, new passenger coach that Toby pulls? I don't think anyone does. Victoria's just a nothing character. There's so many just nothing characters in the Chris era. I mean, I guess technically there's, like, Stevenson's Rocket, right? The Stevenson's Rocket showed up as Steven, but that's, I don't really count that. That wasn't intentional. That wasn't an intentional callback. That's just, oh, we're using Stevenson's Rocket because it's, like, the first engine ever. But anyways, I'm rambling on for too long. Once again, I'm really happy I have Wilbert. It's always cool getting Railway Series exclusive characters. I feel like those tend to be some of the most sought after Thomas characters. Except when they aren't, like Spam Can or Coldy, who just keep getting released for no reason. I'm really curious with that new Metal Thomas collection line that's coming out sometime July. What characters they'll do, like how obscure they're gonna go. It depends on how long the line continues, which I personally hope lasts a very long while. It has been so long since there's been just like a standard diecast Thomas line that's actually good because like Push Along really just fumbled and just became really like trippy for a while. It got better with the All Engines Go era. Mostly just because the All Engines Go characters are so stylized, it's like you can't really mess it up. But again, rambling, Wilbert here is a great addition to my collection, and who knows, maybe if I've inspired other people to go get Wilbert right now. He's not terribly expensive, but do watch your wallets. Anyways, I hope you all have a good day, and I shall see you all around. Bye-bye!